From his Scottish homeland, which had been the focus of his earlier work, Sir Walter Scott turned his attention south of the border in search of new source material. Thus was born Kenilworth, Scott's 1821 tale of court intrigue set during the reign of Elizabeth I. Less well known than his other works, Kenilworth was nevertheless given the royal treatment by the Limited Editions Club in 1966. The book is bound in boards covered with a yellow-gold brocade cloth that is reminiscent of the rich wall covering from some English country home. The spine bears a red-brown leather label reading Scott and Kenilworth. Meanwhile, the text block is sewn and the top edge is dyed red-brown. The end papers are plain off-white paper. There's a pretty sturdy plain brown slipcase that also has the title labelled on its spine, allowing the book to be shelved spine inwards. The slipcase is a few millimetres taller than the volume, leaving a bit of a gap at the top. The text was typeset in 10-point Jansen by Robert L. Dothard and is printed on bespoke off-white paper from the Curtis Paper Company of Newark, Delaware. The type is clear and the paper has a nice smooth finish. It's not the heaviest or most opaque paper, but it seems like an okay compromise to fit the book's 560 or so pages into a single volume. The illustrations are by Clark Hutton. They take two forms. Firstly, there are 12 colour plates. These illustrations were produced with a mixture of media and mostly have a dark, foreboding quality about them. At first I found them a little dull and nondescript, but closer inspection revealed some interesting studies of character. There's no frontispiece, the simple title page faces a blank sheet. The second group of illustrations are monochrome sketches in a rust orange colour. These are a little more numerous and interspersed with the text, and focus on more intimate portraits of the main characters at key moments. I have to say that I found these sketches more immediately enjoyable than the full colour plates. As well as an author's preface, the book includes an introduction by the Scottish literary scholar David Dakis. I enjoyed the introduction quite a lot. Dakis does a good job of setting the book into the context of Scott's broader work and assessing both the merits and shortcomings of the novel. I struggle to agree with Dakis' assessment, though, that a historical novel like Kenilworth should be condemned for liberal rearranging of historical facts. I for one am perfectly happy to suspend disbelief in the name of a gripping plot. Gripping Kenilworth certainly is. It took a bit of getting into, but once one is accustomed to the prose, the book has a nice flow. More importantly, there's a really rich and intricate plot here that anticipated the kind of scheming and subterfuge that A Song of Ice and Fire would make such extensive use of a century and a half later. The book closes with a limitation page noting that 1,500 copies have been produced. This page is signed by the illustrator and is supposed to be numbered. I have the contributor's presentation copy of the book that was originally given to Dakis, author of the book's introduction. Thus, in place of the usual limitation number, my copy simply reads DD. Additionally, there's an embossed LEC seal in the lower left-hand corner of this page.